Welcome to the Creative and Ambitious Entrepreneur Podcast.
My name is Jen Clark.
And I'm Elka Clark. We are a mother-daughter team who started our Zazzle e-commerce businesses over 10 years ago and have sold over $15 million worth and counting of products on Zazzle with our designs on them.
We had so many people asking us how we did this, so we created the Profit by Design Academy, a 12-month coaching program where you will implement the 5 strategies we have used for success on Zazzle.
When we aren't coaching our amazing clients to reach millions in sales on Zazzle, we love cooking food from places all over the world that we've traveled to, jet-setting to our next dream destination, spending quality time with our close friends and family, or having fun creating our next bestsellers in our own Zazzle businesses.
In this podcast, we share actionable steps you can take to make money in your online business using Zazzle. Each episode will take you one step closer to creating that perfect business, which will give you the freedom to live your dream life.
We believe that you can have anything you dream of as long as you work smarter, not harder. We're here to give you the tools you need to make your dream life happen. So let's get started. Well, hey there, it's Elka.
And Jen, and welcome to another episode of the Creative and Ambitious Entrepreneur Podcast. And today we are talking about how to earn $1,000 a month on Zazzle.
People ask us this all the time because initially what everyone does is they say, I just want to earn a certain amount on Zazzle, but then they realize they are earning a certain amount, but then they go, how can I make a consistent amount on Zazzle? And so we picked 1,000, which seems a little high, right, for most people initially, but it's that next transition to go from just earning a couple of $100 a month or even a year to earning consistently $1,000 a month, which means that you're getting to $12,000 in the year. And that's a big milestone, right? For some people, it's like, well, that's only $12,000. For others, that's like huge because they've been struggling and they're just finally getting to that next level. And that's who we want to talk to today. So if you're already earning $12,000 a month, which some of our top Profit by Design Academy clients are doing, then maybe this is not for you. But the principles that we're going to teach you here are actually what those clients use that just kept doing it over and over again. So it's a bonus because you're getting it told to you here. Obviously, we can't go into like specific products, but we're going to go through the principles and what you need to do. And that makes it so exciting because then you have that set of tools to say, this is what I need to put in place in order for me to start making $1,000 a month. Now, again, as with every podcast, we're talking about money. So we have to say, we can't make any income claim statements. And so be careful. Don't assume that this is going to work. And because of this, you're going to make $1,000. It's all up to you. And we just want to make that very clear.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes.
All right. So for anyone who hasn't figured out what Zazzle is, because we've been talking about Zazzle for so many episodes, but welcome if you're brand new. We're so happy you're here because maybe this is going to change your life. Do you want to take on the Zazzle thing? You've got your spiel so well set put out.
I know we talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
So Zazzle is a print-on-demand company and a platform online where you can make money online passively. For anyone who doesn't know what passive means, it means that you can make money, while you're doing other things. It's just that the money comes in and flows when you are selling products. So the print-on-demand platform, sort of the whole concept of it is that you're creating an online store. So you as a person, you can create an online store and become a seller on Zazzle, and you create products online, and these are digital products and they're not physically made until the customer buys them. And that's why it's called print on demand. So you are able to create this shop and create these products virtually and then sell them online. And then the way that you make money is that when you sell a product to a customer or a client, then you earn a royalty, and the royalty is a certain percentage off of the sale. And the reason why this is because Zazzle is an amazing platform that does all of the other work for you. So they do the production, they do the shipping, they do the handling, they do the customer service. They do everything else except create the products, like the designs for the products. That's where you come in. And this is completely different than a lot of the other platforms out there like Etsy or Shopify, where you have to either source the products or ship the products or make the products yourself and or deal with customer service. We've talked about Zazzle in many other podcasts where we've given the pros and cons of other platforms, but Zazzle has so many amazing pros, and these are exactly why we decided to work with Zazzle and create our online businesses with Zazzle. And so you as a person, as I said, you can create a store today and start selling products. And then the royalty is the percentage of the amount of money that comes from the sale. And that goes into your pocket. And that can go into your pocket while you're on the beach, while you're with your family or friends, or while you're even sleeping. I like to say that. It's kind of
I
fun. I
love
make
that.
money
I
in my
love
sleep.
naps.
Yeah. And so the reason why you're able to do this passively is because you're able to set up the business within the time that you're able to. Like you are your own boss, right? Obviously, you need to set up the business in the right way and work smarter and not do whatever you think might happen and just see how it works because we have a lot of clients who have done that,
Before they started with us.
just trying things out. So if you're brandy new and you're learning how and what Zazzle is, you need a proven plan ultimately, and you need to make sure that you're working properly on the platform. But in a dream world, we are all making money in our sleep and we're selling lots of products online and we're making passive income, right? And that's how you use Zazzle and why we have chosen Zazzle to be our platform of choice.
Mhm. And we have combined, the two of us have earned over $1.5 million on the Zazzle platform with our various stores that we opened up and the things that we're selling. And then in the last 4 years, we've helped our clients combined earn over $3 million
Mhm.
of the people that we do know the earnings of. So there's a lot of abundance on the Zazzle platform. It's just a matter of knowing how to use it and how to leverage it for your own online business.
Mhm.
Okay, so Jen talked about the royalties, and so since we're talking about how to earn your first 1,000 a month, then we have to talk a little bit about royalties and referrals as to how those are the two ways you can make money that we feel are important to hear about. There's a couple of other things, but you don't need to know those until you get the royalty down and the referral down for sure. And so royalty is a set price or a percentage that you add to the price of the blank base product of whatever Zazzle's selling, and then that will be your cut when the product sells, right? Zazzle gets the rest. You set that other royalty. We recommend around 10%, and we can go recommend up to about 15% or 14.99 because that way you're still staying competitive, but you're also not getting charged any sort of clawback fees, which is really great. And so that's one of the things we recommend is setting your royalty at about 10%. And then you can do what's called self-referral, where you go and you just join a certain program. And that means that once you send out links to your blogs or your websites or Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram, and those links take people back to your products on the Zazzle marketplace and they buy anything that belongs to you, then you will get 35%, which really adds to the earning power that you have on the Zazzle marketplace and gets you to that $1,000 a month much quicker.
Mhm.
But what we want to focus on here is, and this is the first sort of half tip before we get into the proper tips, is that don't depend on that referral. Rather, think of it as like vacation money and a bonus. Instead, really just build your business model based on the royalty income, and that way you have more control. And so we really want you to hear that message before we even get into any of the details of the tips, because that was initially our default problem. Because there used to be something called the volume bonus. Maybe some of you listening to this still know. Around 2013, everything went crazy and the volume bonus was taken away. And so someone like myself who was earning about $6,000 a month alone on volume bonus got that just taken away overnight. And there was a lot of complaining, obviously, but Zazzle could not sustain that kind of bonus if they were to move forward and still be around in 2022. And so totally from a business perspective, I really appreciate that. And it taught me a really big lesson to say, if I want to earn a consistent amount of money, I can't have any variables in that.
Mhm.
And I'm totally thankful for Zazzle for doing that because otherwise realized that I was basing my business model and my earning potential on how much volume bonus I could make. Whereas once I realized that I could actually make all that money on my own just selling the product, then I realized I'm so more powerful than I would have been by just waiting to see whether Zazzle would give me one type of volume bonus or a different type of volume bonus.
Mhm.
And so be careful when you're now looking at this referral going, "Ooh, that's a great referral." There's so many variables in there that might stop you from getting that. And again, create that anger around being able to consistently earn that money. Whereas if you just set your business up properly with the right business structure, then knowing that extra referral is party money or vacation money, then you know that you're using the right way to set up the business and depend on the income that's going to be consistently there. Because it's an agreement. You set the royalty, you're allowing Zazzle to use your design at that royalty. They owe you that money. There's no if, ands, or buts. Okay. So, what we want to do today in this podcast is just give you some really great details on not only getting a little bit more involved in the 5 strategies and taking at least 1 or 2 points of each of the strategies to help you to stay consistently earning that kind of money, and then also just some initial product inventory advice.
Psst. Have you heard about the Profit by Design Academy yet?
Are you looking for the perfect online business or side hustle that gives you monthly cash flow so you can live your dream life?
Are you a new or current Zazzle creator who is struggling to figure out how to make Zazzle work for you, worried that you're wasting your time and using the throw spaghetti against the wall to see if it sticks trick method, and unsure about how you can start and scale your Zazzle business?
Then the Profit by Design Academy is a perfect solution for you. You will feel confident, supported, and clear on how you will create a financial abundance side hustle using the Zazzle marketplace.
Imagine having access to the exact 5 strategies that we've used to build our Zazzle business and scale it, which we have sold over $15 million worth of Zazzle products so far with that method.
And that's not just us. We've helped our coaching clients in the Profit by Design Academy sell over $30 million worth of Zazzle products combined.
We invite you to join this incredible coaching experience where you receive the proven roadmap and hands-on support to accelerate your Zazzle business and make your dream of achieving passive income a reality.
Head on over to the show notes to grab the link, and we will see you on the inside. Or go to elkaclark.com/start-and-scale.
Now let's get back to the show.
Okay, so let's look into the product inventory. To do that $1,000 a month consistently, you have to remember that that also means that you need to just let that happen passively, right? You can't be dependent on, oh, I have to pin more products to Pinterest, or I have to put this on my website, or write a blog post around it, or post it on Instagram in my stories. Those things are dependent on you doing another activity. And so those are actually things you need to take away from the equation as to how you can earn that $1,000 consistently month after month. And so be careful with that and make sure that it's very solid and consistently they're earning money without you doing any extra work except for having those products be initially made, then they start to sell, and they sell consistently over time. Okay. And then the next thing is that you have to obviously know how many products you're going to need to generate that cash.
Yeah.
Right. So if you want to make $1,000 and you set your royalty at 10%, which is coming back to what we said initially, then you need to sell $10,000 worth of goods every single month. No excuses, not July is busy or, August is slow. None of that. You can certainly have some ups and downs, but if you have too many variations, then you're depending on the higher months to sell and make up for the lower months. And what we teach our higher level mastermind students is that you need to have nice consistent income all the time, no matter what, is a high season or a low season. And that was one of the things that really caught my attention when I first started on the Zazzle marketplace, was that everyone was waiting for Q4. They were waiting for that time where they could just crush it at Christmas, which is like Q4 is the last quarter of the year, so the last 3 months, when there's Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and Christmas sales, and they thought everything's going to be tied to that. And then because of that, they actually were focused that that's their business model, and they forgot that they could be making that all year long because they hadn't considered that this is a strategy to set things up in such a way that you can sell consistently month after month. You may not sell the same product month after month, but you can consistently have a product inventory that can together combined gives you that consistent $1,000 a month. So this is really cool. And if you were multitasking, definitely rewind on that because that's super, super important. That's how these high top earners on the Zazzle marketplace that have come through our coaching program and our mastermind have been successful. And that's what you need to do, is to be that diligent about creating that kind of like core group of products that are going to earn you that money. And that we're going to go into a bit more detail about that. So you're going to make $10,000 a year, and you're going to use the strategy number 5 very, very intently and with a lot of purpose, because that's what you're going to do. You're going to analyze your product suite, and you're going to go through each product and say, how much did this product make me? And over this amount of time per month, like 2021, do the whole analysis. If you want help with that, come into our mastermind or come into our Profit by Design Academy. Either way, depending on where you are in their earnings journey on Zazzle, we will help you with that. And that is the big Kazowski. It's the one thing that is the key piece to you being successful on the market, on the Zazzle marketplace, because now you're in control of your inventory. And that's going to allow you to give you that consistent sale. And what we like to do is call those evergreen products because, as I mentioned, you can't just sell at Christmas or you can't just sell, in the summer months or because you have 4th of July barbecue stuff. What we want to do is sell evergreen products that are used for most of the time of the year, and if they do have some ups and down swings, that there's other products that are consistently selling in those months where those other ones are down a little bit, not a lot, but down a little bit, that help you fill in the gap.
Mhm.
Do you have anything to say before I go into
Nope.
those 5
Yep.
strategies?
No, you've
Okay.
explained it really well.
So let's take the 5 strategies and start moving more into how they each apply to making $1,000 a month. So when you're using strategy number 1, which is called establish, this is what you're really doing. You're establishing your business in such a way that you have the skill sets and the knowledge, and that you're directing your attention towards the right avatar and the right niches that will allow you to have consistent sales. Because if your avatar and niche is a Christmas buyer who's only interested in buying at Christmas on Zazzle, then you're not going to get sales the rest of the year, right?
Mhm.
And that's putting a lot of eggs in one basket. So saying all of Q4 is going to pay my rent for the following year, which is totally unpredictable, really, because you have a lot more competition that you have to deal with than normally if you're just selling. I like to call it selling pencils, even though you're not just selling pencils, but it's something people need every time that they're writing and the ink runs out or the carbon runs out. And so they'll need to replace it. But the most important part is to say to yourself, am I established properly to have that type of sales going on every single month? And if you're not, then what skill sets and what niche and avatar do you have to attract in order to make that happen?
Mhm.
Then create, which is strategy number 2, just falls right in line with that because obviously you're going to create your product suite. And by learning and knowing all that things, the stuff that you learned and assumed and assessed in strategy number 1, which is established, then in strategy number 2, with create, you're going to make those products. And you're going to check to based on all the research so that you're making them very intentionally so that they can truly become those best sellers that consistently perform for you month after month. Consider them your workers, right? And if your workers were not doing so well or they're sitting around chatting, having coffee, you'd fire them, right? And then of course you'd have to find some new people. And so this is what you're doing right now. You're finding those people that are going to be good workers, that are going to consistently deliver, and they don't call in sick. Okay. Then number 3, which is announce, is all the promotion. Is your product suite that is supposed to be generating you that income, creating that drive from external sources, the drive to have your products found, which is your SEO, which is your labeling of your product and your tags and the keywords that you're using. And also, are you listed somewhere else? Like, is your product suite, are each of your products being found on Google, found on the Zazzle marketplace, and found in Pinterest? That is it in a nutshell. And if they're not, then you have work to do with labeling them properly or promoting them on Pinterest.
Mhm.
Simple as that. But that has to happen. And then hopefully with all the analytics, you can even see where they're all coming from. And if you're doing a really good job with the Pinterest analytics, and if you're not, you know where you have work to do. Do you want to take on a line or am I just on?
Just go for it. You're on a roll.
Okay, I'm on a roll because we want to get you to 1,000 a month, right? And so now here the goal is easy because align means set a goal, align your actions with it, and make sure it works for you in terms of it's feasible that you can get that goal based on the actions you've decided to take. And so in terms of alignment, the goal has to be 1,000. We've got that. That's your earnings. And so then now you're going to check all the other things like your product suite, your promotion efforts, your skill set for delivering that. And that's your established number 1. And you're going to check all those things and make sure they're aligned with your goal. Simple as that. And then the last one is analyze. Even though you're checking the alignment in strategy number 4, in analyze also comes with taking action or stopping an action that doesn't work. So that strategy, which is strategy number 5, is that key piece. And we delve more into it this time around and not just say, hey, is my goal being met? But you're going to analyze it deeper and go like, are specific products consistently selling all the time so that my $1,000 is just a given? right? So that requires a little bit of history of selling. But if you had 6 months worth of data, you could probably predict what is one of your evergreen sellers that's going to consistently give you at least that minimum income, sorry, and then it can also always increase as well. But initially, that becomes your $1,000 employee crew, right? That's helping you make that $1,000 every month. And the only thing that's a problem is the analyzing means that you also have to check to see if they're delivering. So, and then do something about it, like fire them or train them some more, or which means, maybe label them a different way. And then also, if you need to hire new ones, make more products. So the entire business strategy, which you would normally just see happening in like a business that you worked in or a company that you're studying, is happening right in your business because you're using those 5 strategies to get you consistently producing, performing workers, which are your products. And they are the ones that are going to give you that consistent $1,000 a month income.
Yes.
And then there's a mic drop. Okay. So if you want to, we'll put the links into the show notes for episode number 98, where we're actually going to we did go into a little bit more in terms of the dollars and how it works and what kind of products you could have in your inventory that could be consistently selling. And the analysis part where you realize, okay, well, the probability of selling 500 t-shirts every month is pretty low. So I can't assume that I just can sell t-shirts, that kind of thing. So this is part of your analysis strategy number 5. And just go to episode that we're going to link in the show notes because it may or may not have the number on it. So I can't say that, but it'll help you do some number crunching and give you a more of a solid base on what it is that you need to go through in terms of the math, which is easy, but you have to do it. And that way you can decide what products you want to consistently count on and which ones you want to not count on. Okay. So, and I think that covers it, right?
Yeah,
What else
I
do
think
I
so.
need?
No, that's
Is there
it.
anything I missed?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, and if you want to know anything more about this, we can also put the link into the Profit by Design Academy, which is our entry-level coaching program. And if you want to get to 6 figures in selling, and then if you want to get to 7 figures in selling, and you've already made 6 figures in selling, then you can be part of our 7-figure seller mastermind.
Yes. Yeah. So thank you so much for listening, and we will see you in another episode of the Creative and Ambitious Entrepreneur Podcast.
See you next week.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to the Creative and Ambitious Entrepreneur Podcast with us, Jen and Elka Clark.
We hope this episode has given you actionable steps to building your online business that gives you the monthly cash flow you want while working less and living more.
If you've enjoyed this episode, please take a minute to subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. Each review helps us reach more entrepreneurs like you working to create a profitable e-commerce online business.
Follow us on Instagram at Ms. Jen Clark and at Elka Clark and DM us with your biggest takeaway from today's episode. See you back here next week.